Welcome back to OneStopTutorials.com. It's me, Alibaba, Slack Alibaba. How you doing, everyone? Let's keep on moving through this SEO. In the last one, what we did was we got our links in, and we got our links in the bottom. Now we're going to start talking about some meta content and start adding our keywords and start getting this baby rocking and rolling. Okay, so what I like to do is, and this is again a personal preference, once I made this folder I showed you in the last tutorial, keywords and content, inside of here I have a text file called homepage, and what this homepage is, don't know what's doing over there, one sec. What this homepage is what I do is I take all the content that I'm going to put on my homepage, I get it ready, I get my main H1 tag ready, which we'll talk about in a bit, and what I do is also get my title, keywords and description ready. Now the way to do this is go to that SEO tools or Google AdWords keyword tools, and you're working out which are the best keywords to play with. Okay, for our title at the moment we have coffee cake recipe and mix of coffee cake recipes. It is always a good idea to put the main keyword at the beginning. Okay, the reason for this is you're only actually allowed at present, I think it's 70 characters in a title. If you go over 70 characters, let me just go here, ebooks. If you go over 70 characters, you'll notice here you'll get these little dots, and what that is basically cutting it up, dot dot dot. Okay, so always good to put your keyword at the beginning of the sentence. This is the same in the description as well, but we'll come to that in a sec. You can have capitals, you can have lowercase, you can have capitals at the beginning. However you write it is how it will be displayed, okay? But what I like to do is I like to have a capital at the beginning and then have the word, okay? So again, the title must contain the keyword that you're trying to home in on for this page, okay? The next one we got is the keywords, and again I have 3 keywords here. You shouldn't need more than 3 or 4 keywords for to make this work. Okay, a lot of people tend to put in vast amount of keywords and they're really not helping you at all. Okay, in some cases they're making things worse. What we're trying to do is we're homing in on this one page, we're homing in on the keywords we want. We don't need useless keywords. We don't need keywords, for example, that says raspberry coffee cake recipe inside of our keywords, okay? Because what we're trying to home in on is coffee cake recipe. The website's called coffee cake recipe. This page is called coffee cake recipe. The keyword is coffee cake recipe. The title is coffee cake recipe. Everything I want it to be is coffee cake recipe, okay? There's no point me putting in banana boats when it's got nothing to do with it. So you should not need more than 3, maximum 4 keywords, okay? If you're getting more than that, things are going to become harder, because these keywords you're going to have to put in your page and you're just going to cause a lot of trouble. You should not need more than 3 or 4, okay? So home in on the ones that you need. And the next thing you got here is a brief 2-sentence line of what this page is about. Again, what this page is about, not what the website's about, okay? Not what the cinnamon coffee cake recipe is about, okay? So homing in, and again put your keyword at the beginning, because again when you come and look here, double dots, Google cuts things up, okay? It allows you a certain amount of space and that's all you're getting. If you've got more than that, it's going to cut the ending off. That's why it's always a good idea to actually put your keywords at the beginning. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these. I'm just going to Control or Command C, and I'm going to come up to our code view right to the top, and I'm going to put this in. Okay, and that's the title. Again, it's always good to actually, play with this first, but there is no like set in stone. If you, what was that? Keywords. If you come back to this, so let's say you do this and then in a month's time later you come back and you have a look and you notice that it's not working, come back in, change the words, find new keywords, play with it, okay? That's what you have to do. You have to spend a bit of time. You're not going to get ranked highly in Google by doing this one time and that's it. Some pages you might, all of your website you won't, okay? Because you need to spend time on it. You need to play with things. You can't expect to be #1 on Google by doing no effort, okay? So it takes a little bit of time, it takes a little bit of effort, and just keep with it. So I've put in all our information. I just want to quickly show you, because the other day I had a look Wanted to see if I was actually up in Google yet, and we haven't actually done anything to get put in Google, but you'll notice I'm in Google, coffeecakerecipe.com. okay, now what it's picking up at the moment is, okay, it's picking up this description. It's picking up, let me show you, it's picking up this title and this text here. So Nessie quam nihil mlistic blah 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 blah. It's coming up here. Nessie quam nihil bisbliblish. Okay, so at present it has nothing to take. Okay, so what it's doing is it's actually taking the top part of this page. Okay, now that I've told it, okay, this is what I want the words to be here, yep, this one here, description, that is what Google will start to take. Okay, so at present it's just taking anything because we haven't actually told it not to, and 95% out of the time once we add this, this is what Google will take. But what's really interesting about looking at this is it's actually taking the top information of your website. Okay, this bit here. This will now lead us into the next topic, and that is actually adding our content. Anytime you add a header, you should always start your page off with a header that is inside of an H1 tag. Okay, you see here H1, and then inside of that should be the keyword of the whole page. Okay, in our instance here, coffee cake recipe. The website's called Coffee Cake Recipe. I need to start the page with Coffee Cake Recipe, and looking at Google now, you'll notice that is exactly what it's picking up. Coffee Cake Recipe. Okay, so this is quite important, and I highly recommend in doing it. The first title of the page needs to be the keyword that you're using for this page. Okay, so and make sure it's inside of H1 tags. Okay, so that's that. So we got our keywords in, we got that happening. Now let's get some content in and start talking about that. So I'm just gonna Control or Command C, and I'm just going to paste this in here, Control or Command V, and there is my text. Okay, so now we know what keywords we've put in and how it's all working. Okay, what you need to do now is you need to have those keywords that you've chosen. So let me come up here to the code. Which one? Coffee cake recipe, coffee cake recipe. Those three keywords need to be inside of your text here. Now if you have text and it doesn't actually have it inside of there, then what you need to do is start playing with the text a bit. You need to actually add it. So for example, which gradually led to the development of coffee cake. So you see I got coffee cake here, okay, which is good. That's one. Generally I like to have, without making it look too silly, at least 5 or 6 of each keyword. So we have 3 keywords. Okay, we have these 3 keywords here: coffee cake recipe, coffee cake, and cake recipe. We need to make sure that those 3 keywords are splashed around inside of this text. That is why Google loves text content based websites. That's why they don't like flash websites. That's why they don't like websites that are made out of images, because they can't view the text on it. What they want is quality content text. Okay, and anytime you have a lot of text like this, it's really good and easy to splash those keywords, in our case those 3 keywords, into this page. So that's what you need to do. You need to come through your text, and you need to, without making it sound like Jamaican or something, you need to splash those 3 keywords. Especially in our instance, we need to be adding coffee cake recipes down here in this text quite a lot. Okay, let's say 6 to 7 times. Okay, I can see coffee cake a lot. Okay, coffee cake, coffee cakes. We can actually take that off. Oops. Okay, we can take that off. So this is the secret. What the whole SEO, what they all want is, they want this page to be exactly the same as you're claiming it to be, these keywords here. Okay, a lot of people think they don't get searched, they don't get ranked in Google, but you do get ranked. But what you're searching for and what the keywords you put in your website are 2 different things. So be careful. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was saying he didn't get ranked, so we had a look at his website, and exactly the words he put into this meta description was getting ranked, but he wanted to be ranked under something else. But what you're doing is you're telling the system, this is what I want, but in your mind you want something different. You need to bring it all together, okay? So whatever you put in here, you will get ranked for, okay? You will get ranked. If you were to later on, let's say in a month down the road, come and search for this, you will be ranked for that. It just depends whether you're on page 1 to page 3, and we'll talk about that more later. So that's what you want to do. Get your keywords in, guys and girls. Get your content in, guys and girls. Make sure H1 main header has the keyword when we're going to actually be coming in and adding some more content. Take it easy, guys and girls. Catch you at the next one-stop tutorials. Laters, everyone.